Kind of exciting to me. I think Frank and I have been talking about this for many years, right? So Frank Beck is with the Stevenson Center over at ISU, and he has this Illinois Business Intelligence that he'll tell you a little bit about, but it's a really, really valuable resource that I personally have used and some of my students have used, and that's other folks in town I know have used, but I don't think enough people know about it. So it's definitely our pleasure to introduce Frank, and we'll just take it from there.
Thanks, Ron.
Absolutely.
So I see a lot of friendly faces in the room. Thanks for coming. I'm going to talk for just a few minutes and then open it up to questions. Anthony Giamaria is here as well. He's been providing direct services to small businesses. So we have a series of examples we can share with you that are hopefully then going to prompt you to give us a call or send other people our way. We are a service to you. So we're not our own small business. We're an outreach arm of Illinois State University to the small business community. And indeed, the data we have could be a service to small businesses anywhere in the state. Of course, with Illinois State University and our mission, Central Illinois is a primary interest. There's the connections to us, and those will pop up at the end. What's the problem? Entrepreneurs, small business owners need to create a business plan. They don't have access to data. Maybe not. Maybe they have some information. It's anecdotal, but it may not be complete. And we can provide it to them. I'll get to the solution in a second, but we provide easy to use and digestible data. They want to expand their customer base, determine how they compare within the industry, and so they may contact us for contact information and so forth. They want information on suppliers to them, connection to those suppliers, so forth. And we also provide some custom research if we have enough time to do so. So go forward to solutions to the problem. Hey, it doesn't even show. There. Business intelligence for small business owners, entrepreneurs in Illinois. Consumer mailing lists. Oftentimes people contact us for those. Tailored to what they want. I'll give you an example in a moment. Expenditure data by makes code. So it's tied to their industry. Income sheets, balance sheets, demographic profiles for an area, competitor sales figures, industry trends, benchmarking, even traffic counts on a map. And all of this information is available through us to small business owners because of licenses that we have with data providers. So a small business owner is not going to spend the amount of money it would take to have all of these licenses, but we have the licenses and can pass the information on. And so next slide. Some examples. Some of these are actual examples. Someone wants to start a lawn care business. We provided a list of potential customers that have close to a $60,000 or at least a $60,000 household income and own their own home. And also then a list of other landscaping businesses in the community with information on their sales volume. We can also then go into FinTel and get financials. Someone else wants to start a small bakery, income sheets, balance sheets, and traffic counts we provided to them. Next slide. Butcher Shop in Joliet, who are meat wholesalers within 3 hours. The data can tell us that within any diameter we want. They also wanted a template for an employee handbook. Organic Farm wanted to know or wanted contact information for the food purchase agents for school districts within so many miles. Because they were already partnering with one school district and could reach out to others, they felt, and could expand their business. And next slide. That's us. So those are some quick examples of what we've provided, and I'm told that this conversation is supposed to be quick. So I did that.
Yeah, good job. So one thing we always sort of end with here is if you have a community of people here, kind of entrepreneurs and and whatnot. How do you think this kind of a community or this kind of a group can help you with what you're trying to do with this? Sort of flip
Well, they obviously have the more, you folks have the more direct connections to the small business owners, either because they're friends of yours, or because they come and knock on the EDC's door, or they go to the chamber, or they're friends with mine. Or they're students coming out of Wesleyan. So we get 3-4 referrals, or 3-4 requests a week, right? And could we handle more? Yes. Do we want to double that? Sure, doubling that would be okay. Tripling that? Right? So that would require some more staff. And some requests are solved within 2 hours.
Some longer.
Some longer. Right.
And is it preferable for you to direct people to the website, or what's the?
Right. So that's my phone number there. You can call, that's my direct line. People can just call me. Illinois, that's the email address, and that comes to me, and I forward to where it needs to go. And the website, the .org, has an online form that people fill out, click submit, it comes in through the email. And what will happen first is Anthony or I will ask questions back. I mean, some of the queries that come in are, you know, barely a name, and then down at the bottom is, I want to start a business. So the first thing that from us has to come back is some questions in order to round out what information we need that's going to lead to what data are we going to mine in order to answer their question. We are not business consultants. We're not going to say, yes, you should do that, right? But we provide the mined data, the information, in order for people to make more wise decisions. So the online form, oh, scroll down. Thank you, Don. There it is. Simple enough. Okay, kept it simple so that people would not be afraid. Want to give another example or so about something you've done in the past week? 2?
Most of the questions or inquiries we get mainly revolve around what businesses are where in town, what type of businesses. I don't know if I'm able to put anything on the screen without sending it to Dylan first, but
what are the main type of businesses you get people the queries on? I mean, what's the vertical or sectors that are coming from that are asking for this?
that's kind of all over. Recently it's been more educational and advertising and marketing type stuff. I've done a couple of those for advertising, marketing agencies for graphic design agencies in town. I've done a lot of those. The past couple weeks, though, there's been a lot of educational stuff where they're looking for more of the school districts or people that they can get in contact with more schools around Illinois. Trying to think of one that just came in. I think yesterday. Right?
I'm not remembering. I know there was one
There
yesterday.
were 4 that came in yesterday. So.
What's that?
There were 4 that came in yesterday. So I'm trying to,
You take inquiries from all over the state or outside the state or?
Would rather not do outside the state.
Okay.
And we can. No, well, let me back up. We have dealt with, we have addressed requests about an Illinois business looking to do some business outside the state. So we're able to help them with things. We have not.
If there's like a business outside the state who wants to move into the
Yeah,
state,
sure.
will you do that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's, of course, I know that that's.
It might be
helpful to
rare,
BBC.
but it could happen.
Right. trying to assess their intelligence. Could you switch back to the PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I just thought it's kind of funny that, we always ask, how can the Slingshot community help you? And it's like, your answer is like, well, we need more people for us to help specifically. You kind of turned it around on us. But, so, and I know I've come across the website before too, and now I'm a small business owner kind of accidentally, which is cool. And it seems like you do a lot of stuff, but it's all specifically data. What are some like the common questions you get that aren't appropriate? I mean, you said about consulting and stuff, but what's some of the things that people reach out to you about that you can't really help with?
Sure. Can you help me with the business plan?
Okay.
Do you think I should do this? But those are actually pretty rare. People understand, right?
Okay.
They're
It's
just asking about data.
Mm-hmm. And so it's data in terms of the consumers and businesses?
Yeah.
And is that the only two that we would, like, I'm just trying to think of how I would think of your services.
Let me show you some other spreadsheets, and hopefully that's going to answer. If
Cool.
you have an answer to that too, Anthony, that'd be great. So scroll down. Go. Keep going. I brought examples.
Pass these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's right.
Keep going. All right, so here's a list of persons. This is the landscape and the landscape business, and so here's an address. And these are people. What's happening is persons, their behavior, their purchasing behavior, their magazine subscriptions, their, I think every time you run to the store and now it's beep, 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 and then you slide your card. All that information is big data.
Wow. And
that is used to then say, here's the persons in this community who have a total household income over $60,000 and own their own home. And here's the list. So scroll down, don't. This is an information on a particular business, Advantage Professional Lawn. It uses by NAICS code, but then it's also modeled. And so it's using the number of employees, the NAICS code, and the region to model what is the sales volume. An individual business can update that themselves, and this organization calls them, but often the business owner doesn't really even want to respond to that call. So it's modeled data, and then there's business expenditures down here. Scroll down a little more. Thanks, Stone. Here's contact information, other competitors, other nearby businesses, so forth. Scroll down some more. This is an income statement, and so it's based on, here's the NAICS code here, and a sample size, company count. And if this gets too low, then you should worry about whether you're looking at some things are going to end up being suppressed if it gets too low. But you have small, medium, and large businesses. This is the lower 25%, the middle 50%, the top 25%. And this is an income statement by percentage. If you go again, it's going to be the same by dollar. So it's actual dollars for the financials. If you go again, then it's balance sheets by percent and balance sheets by dollar. This comes from FinTel, is the data source. Scroll down again.
So basically you have a scary amount of data on everything and all of us.
we're probably all in your data system, like every person here, yeah.
Right. Which is really useful for these small business owners to really targetedly.
So I'm a sociologist by training with a lot of quantitative training. And yet the sociologist in me comes out now and then. And he would say, if you think government has a lot of data, think again.
Wow.
It's the corporations out there that have the big data.
Wow.
So this is traffic counts for right around for normal. This is campus. This is campus, Main Street. Here's Beaufort, so forth for somebody. thinking about putting up a sign. Next screen. This is, we have a subscription to Ibis World, which will generate like a 40-page report for any particular industry. We take the time to take 40 pages and get it down to 4 or so, digestible for the small business owner, rather than them trying to tackle 40 pages and getting lost in specific. Next question.
So if someone has a business plan, but they haven't started the business yet, they're investigating the viability of the market, can they come to you, or do they need to be registered through the state already, or no?
No, they don't need to be registered through the state already. Indeed, some people may come and say, how do I get registered with the state? And we'll just send them a link. No, they don't have to be registered. So presumably they're working with a professional on the business plan, right? Or they've done one before and they know what they're doing, and they're just going to take this information and help fill in their business plan. Or they're going to take information like this with them to their professional to help figure out how to use it to fill in the business plan. So my understanding is that the state of Illinois has not been able to fund SBDCs. And so my question back to you is now, where do people go? If they don't go to an SBDC, where does the person go? Their bank?
Has anyone in here ever been to the SBDC?
What's the SBDC?
Small Business Development Center.
Yeah, ISU one's not open anymore.
Okay.
So the two people that did go, what did you go there for?
I went, when I started the school that I founded 4.5 years ago, they had a free seminar. It was a lady that put it on. What's her name?
Elizabeth Benny?
Yeah, I think that was
Or one of her students?
Yeah, but it was an awesome seminar with how to get started in every single aspect of it. And it was just a really good jump start to starting what I need to start, so it was perfect.
Yeah, it's like where would we go for that now? I don't know.
It's very beneficial.
Yeah, so that's one of my questions to you, is where does somebody go for that now? If there's not these sessions.
Google.
What's that? Google.
I mean, there's SCORE, but they're not, Small Business Development Center, it's not the same. It's just
Right, it's not the
registered.
same. And so Google will, it's not Google doing it, but there's information on
Yeah,
Google
I mean, they're gonna,
that will help you figure out.
well, I'm not making that way, but that's where they go.
That's where they go. Got it.
Because there is no other resource, I mean, there is no other resource that fits that niche. Or if there is, it's not known.
Right. So we are connected to, we're not part of SCORE. SCORE sends people our way. The EDC sends people our way. The chamber sends people our way. And we communicate back with them with who we've helped. So there's sharing of information with respect to what's going on in McLean County.
So I guess I have 2 questions. The first is, say like the EDC wanted some data, could like the EDC reach out to you, or the chamber, or ISU even, since you're a subsidiary of ISU?
Yes.
Okay, and then also, is there any conversations going on about expanding either your data sources or filling that niche that now is
Right.
open?
Back on the first question, so yes, chamber, yes, EDC, so forth, but we're also doing the advantage.
Oh, nice.
We're providing data to them for their snapshot of the economy over time. So, expansion. Well, Anthony's going to graduate. Everybody clap for him. At this point, it's one graduate student and these licenses, and that's what the budget can handle. The next step, there's a few different directions to that that could involve expansion. That would also involve sponsorships and so forth like
Yeah.
that. So that's something else. This is actually started with federal money. So you can thank HUD, Housing and Urban Development, and the Small Business Administration. Yes, please.
And so our business is kind of in the amusement entertainment industry. So could we reach out and be like, hey, how do bowling alleys operate around here, or movie theaters, and then kind of get information on those businesses to use, or something along those lines?
It would have to be more detailed in terms of what you wanted.
So like sales or so, or how much they make revenue wise, or things like that. Cool. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if you have a location in mind, right, then, they can get you traffic counts and you can see what kind of traffic
Very
goes
cool.
around there, and other partners might want to know that,
Yeah, I think
So really, there's many different layers depending on
Wow.
specific.
That's what I feel like. There's just so much resource here, and I don't even know how to approach it. Like what to say, what information I need to ask for.
It helps to know a little bit about what you don't know. Sorry. Frank.
Yeah. Right.
But I think they're also very good at helping you figure that out on some level. Right?
Very cool.
Right, there's questions that we can ask that are going to pull some things out, pull some questions back out of you.
Cool.
That will then hopefully help.
Thanks.
What's your name again?
I'm Derek.
Derek. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Right. I think we're down to one bowling alley.
They have the corner around the future of amusement and entertainment industry.
And as far as, there's only 3 drive-in theaters in the whole state now. So, what's that?
So I'm surprised there's still that.
I still haven't. Feel left out.
One by wind energy.
Right, the one that is only 45 minutes to an hour away is powered by a turbine. I'm pretty proud of
That's
it.
really cool.
Yeah. And it's still a family-run, small business. Wow. Any other questions?
You do have business plan templates available
Yeah, right.
for people
Yes.
if they need it?
Yes.
You had provided a handbook template.
Right.
Did you have to go out and find that, or do you?
No, it was part of a dock stock. We had a license to them, they've shut down, and so we have to go elsewhere now. But Google helps.
I'm not making that claim, but.
There you go.
What kind of school did you go to?
It's an art and dance school, like it's a nonprofit now. We basically offer an expression platform and the arts education for anyone regardless of income or background.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, thanks.
We see way too much untapped talent just because of where can't afford it. And then it gets used for other things, unfortunately.
We all right?
We're good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Could I get like maybe the slideshow is like an understanding of like
Yeah.
the examples of all that information too?
Sure.
Okay. I feel like even seeing this like somewhere online would be helpful to understanding the kind of data that you would offer.
On the website.
But
What's the email, Derek?
DERICK and then at Immersion Arcade. So
Emerging Arcade?
Immersion, so IMMERSION arcade.com. Sorry, didn't mean to snag you in front of everyone here. I was planning on approaching you after for this anyways, but yeah.
Good deal. Thank you,
Cool.
Frank.
Thank you.